Hello, good afternoon, or whenever you listen to this. Before going to today's conversation, let me drop something, right? I would likely do this every time my face is up here. I'm an advocate of people asking questions and question people, question systems, question your environment. Ask the right questions. Yeah, don't ask questions as though you are asserting or you're colluding with an already established system to become an extended effect of the intent of that system. Think about what I just said. You would just have been another successful product of a product line that you were absorbed into with your permission without stating I want in, right? I'm saying if you don't question systems, you find yourself gullibly following when you can't point at the framework that has formed the basis of your belief, the basis of your conviction, and why you live life the way you live it, the things that are your persuasion as to your reason for work, your reason for doing what you are doing, not doing what you are doing. Anyways, you are a suspect. Well, people would accommodate you, and unfortunately, people who think like you would find you the best of acquaintance, you may not attract the right people. So work on yourself. Tomorrow should not meet you the way you are today. Read something new, study something new, be a better you. Sorry if I sounded harsh. We started a conversation about pain in the previous upload, and I want you to listen to it, right? Don't jump on this one because there's a face to it. The human mind is funny. Listen to that one also. Sometimes value is hidden behind the unseeming things, right? So listen to that one also. Don't cheat yourself. This would not benefit you as much as that would, except for persons who God specifically wants to use this one to bless, right? Welcome, feel free. I'm not about the numbers as I'm about your own transformation. This is my part I'm contributing as instructed by God, and it's okay if you don't agree with it. Maybe you should pass, but the words in this conversation would haunt you if it is for you, right? So back to our conversation. We started a conversation about pain and the errand of pain. We spoke about a lady who requested for help. When help came, said she never needed help. She doesn't want help again because while she waited, she found Jesus. A beautiful story, and a true story also, and a true life story as well. But today we are going to talk about the opportunities that present themselves when people go through pain. If it is a season that is orchestrated by God to achieve an intent in his heart, right? The end of that intent, we had stated or established that it is peace. And if you stretch the reason for why God would subject us to some of the processes that we might classify as pain, as waiting, whatever it is that makes you wait on God, you discover that the purpose for him subjecting us to all of those things is a collage of things that would include patience, training in righteousness, a heart check, refining, pruning, realigning priorities, judging of motives, purifying of interest, and the beautiful things that God seeks to achieve, all of which we may not eventually know at the end of the day because you can't exhaust that. So briefly, I'm going to talk about the opportunities that begin to present themselves when we go through pain. Now, let me say that the things I'm going to be mentioning now, the reason for these opportunities is not to give you an easy exit out. The reason for these opportunities is to come truncate a process that has a beautiful end, right? and the sponsor is not far-fetched. We know who he is. He would stop at nothing to come present himself in the process of anything good, register his interest as a collaborator, mess it up, and only come to scorn at you when you are at the end of the eventual mess. Think about that. So I'm saying that, like he has done several in scripture, which we would consider briefly. The rest of the study, you could do it on your own, right? My aim is to just highlight salient things that you may have been neglecting that are presenting themselves in seasons of your life, right? And the reason why those things come. So in two categories of opportunities that present themselves in trying seasons, in seasons of pain. And those opportunities are options that are the things that make people halt the process of all that God is doing. Now, two people find it hard to go through the process of pain and arrive at a place God desires of them. The one category is people who have options. The second is people who have power. Now, people who have power would be people who have power, maybe religious power, political power, or power of any sort. People who have religious power would be prophets, pastors, whatever form of power, anything that makes you in the position to be able to exert some form of authority, and maybe not autocratic. It might be any form of authority that you are able to exert on a group of persons, right? It could be spiritual, it could be political, like a governor, a community leader, president, whatsoever. Those kind of persons find it hard to stay true to the process of pain. And then the other group of people I said are people who have options, right? They are from a rich home and God is telling you to wait, not to jump on any available option to seek an easy way out. Yeah, so that another category of people who have option would be people who have the human relationship and the connection to seek out other means that come off as solution giving or solution providing that are not necessarily God. So we see people who, in the course of their waiting for God to come through with the thing, end up dabbling into fetish things, drinking strange water from strange places, consulting with strange gods. These are things you should watch out for, so that you don't fall prey of the trap of the enemy to come steal you off of a season that has an end, and that end might be steps away.